Greetings, everybody. Well, good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. What a day. It's Tuesday, a terrific Tuesday, a tremendous Tuesday, maybe even a toxic Tuesday if you hang out with Nick tonight. We're going to be going over the second John Wick film, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. And then the third one is the following Tuesday. And then we have John Wick 4, which we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. But I just want to say hi to each and every one of you. For those of you who are here early, I appreciate that. We have some bonus time today, which means that while I would normally end the stream by saying see ya about 12 and a half minutes from now, I won't be. I'll be doing that later. After the credits, I'll go into bonus time, and then we'll do that. And then about half hour, 45 minutes of bonus time maybe, and then we'll be off and running. With that, let's say hi to each and every one of you. We got Captain Phantom Nerd in the house. There's Liger Fan and Morgan King. How's it going, my friend? Let's see. Can you all hear me? I hope so. We've got Vince Womack hanging out with us today. There's the amazing Darren Hughes. Thanks for wrenching away. We've got Lance Mala. Good to see you. There is Josiah Robinson in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see who else is out there. There's Critizable, the Rainbow Knight, and of course, TPC, otherwise known as Theme Park Casual. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see a few other folks like Randall Orser popped in here. We've got Y Destroyer 3466V. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 86 and 2003 were the best, hands down. Can't argue with that. Let's see who else popped in the door. Hank VP. What's going on, Hank? Good to see you, my friend. And of course, Blackia is here. What's going on, Blackia? We've got the Batcap. Greetings, my friend. Buenos dias, indeed. Let's get this movable feast on the road. We've got the Cheese Factor out there. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, D. Bud Martin. What's up, D. Bud? Hope you're doing well. Having a good recovery. We've got DS Ford out there. Great to see you, my friend. And let me remind you to Max, relax. What's going on? Yeknomino. What's going on? We've got campers. That's cool. Shrap 3D. What's up? We've got Eric K. and Katsith saying, hello. Hello. Let's see who else popped in. We've got Fat Elvis here smashing those storms. Thank you, my friend. And Tenure Warrior 68 is here as well. Let's see. We've got the Stream Elements bot. I'm not sure why. Barney Fife is here with his one bullet. And of course, Sean Mountain is here. Good to see you. Manolo Rivera is here. Great to see you, my friend. Sean Estep and Grim, otherwise known as Inferior. Brightest Day. What's up, buddy? Jerry Minoza. Luke is here. Holla if you hear him. Christopher Dominguez is here. We got Commander Ed Straker of Shadow here as well. Looks like a few other folks popped in, like Rod Thunderheart and Gunner's here as well. Let's see. Oh, shoot. We have to go. That wasn't weird. But fun. Hey, deleted scenes. What's going on? Biggles Mets. Great to see ya. Grimstorm. Dad Man Walking 55. Oh boy. Keg. Oh yeah. Fastest 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. Today we have 17 stories, which means I need to start talking faster, but hopefully we'll get through them all, and we have bonus time too. With that, let's take a look at our first story. It is Michael B. Jordan talking about his directing debut. This guy did a great job in the film, from what I'm to understand. Haven't seen it yet, but look forward to seeing it this weekend with some other things as well. And I guess everybody is raving about his direction. He does a great interview in this article here, talking about his directorial debut and his relationship with Jonathan Majors to some extent. Thought that was kind of interesting. We've got J.J. Abrams all set to ruin Broadway. That's right. Bad Robot is teaming up with Broadway's Ambassador Theater Group for stage projects, which means, well, you know what that means. And of course, our good friend Mockety draws. What's going on, Mockety? Good to see you, my man. For $2, sends me a super sticker. It's a Shiba Inu dog, farting hearts. Moving on from there, we've got Avatar: The Way of Water setting up their digital release date. Yay. Anyway, they're going to add 3 hours of stuff because 3 hours plus of film wasn't enough. Oy, the boredom. Anyway, we've got our good friend Eric K sending us a super chat. What are we getting? What? We are getting bonus time today? Yay. Yes, we are. Thank you for the super chat. Moving on from there, we've got John Wick Chapter 4. Amazing opening, my friends. This thing did great according to everybody who's seen the film, which it was premiered last night in the UK. Lots of great action, even with the extended length, which is almost 3 hours, or right at 3 hours. Most people loved it. So I'm very much looking forward to this. It sounds like it's well paced. And of course, Donnie Yen is here. We've got moving on to the U.S. households. Well, they're going to spend less money on entertainment, film, and television over the course of the next 5 years. Yes, we knew this was going to happen. People are going to back off of how much money they're spending on entertainment. And being overtaken by Norway, a very, well, small country by population, is very telling. Going to look bad for the entertainment industry. Speaking of which, Disney's self-destructing some more by removing Zippity Doo-Dah lyrics from their Disneyland parade. So no more happiness or anything good coming from Disney. Telling you. Disney is the anti-family company now. You've got Boy Meets World star Ben Savage announcing he's going to try to replace the incredibly dishonest and possibly criminal Adam Schiff, who's going to actually try to run for Feinstein's seat when she retires. Well, I hope they both fail. Moving on from there, DGA negotiations will begin on May 10th. That's going to be interesting. If this happens this way and the Writers Guild contract expires, you could have one group already on strike while the other's in the midst of negotiations. That'll be weird. You've got Powell planning to raise rates precipitously, as predicted, because of, the crashing of the economy. Intentionally. In fact, stocks are falling as I predicted, and I think we'll hit I think we're going to hit the bottom fast sometime in June. But yeah, they're worried about faster hikes. You should be. The idea is to crash this not only into a recession, possibly much worse. Probably a depression. We've got France on strike, which, basically, unions are saying no thank you to the pension redo, and you're going to see that economy go south fast. You've got Georgia saying no thank you to sports betting, at least not in their state. So no legal sports betting, and that's probably the right way to go about things, to be fair. We should probably limit gambling to a few locations like we had been. It seemed to work out well. Spreading that vice around, not exactly a payoff in my estimation. What does pay off is nuclear power, which Georgia's also now involved in a big way as they bring on a brand new nuclear plant. So congratulations on splitting some atoms for more efficient power. We've got SoFi Bank suing, or preparing to sue, Joe Biden and his administration to block the student loan payment pause. That's right. They got hurt the last time. They're going to get hurt again. And paying off somebody else's debt, if you're a taxpayer, is just flat unfair. You have Amazon pausing construction on their second headquarters in Virginia. This probably won't get back up and running anytime soon as Amazon struggles financially. You have Tesla in a weird place where they're actually dropping the prices on two different models of their cars again, trying to rein in competition. I mean, let's be honest, it keeps other players off the field. And finally, Nintendo's new game requires you to put your Joy-Con in a toilet paper roll. That's right. I guess you're controlling a toilet. It's a very strange use of Joy-Cons, but you're going to need a toilet paper roll to make that happen. That'll allow you to navigate a series of trapdoors, lasers, and baddie toilet rolls. I really don't understand the world anymore. But hey, whatever. We do have bonus time coming up, so right after we get through the credits, stick around. A couple 3 stories to talk about. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye!
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
All right, don't touch that dial. We have bonus time coming up after these credits. And then I'll run the credits again and do the thing. But I'm telling you right now, man, the world's weird. We're in a very strange place. I appreciate everybody hanging out this morning. It's a terrific Tuesday. I've noticed that there are other channels doing other things now in my little niche time. So we'll be doing bonus time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, provided I have the time, which today, to be fair, I don't have a whole lot of time. But we're going to spend some time with bonus time talking about a couple of things that I don't think got enough traction. There's a lot out there. And you guys have been busy sourcing material as well. So I appreciate that. All right. You ready? We're about to start. Bonus time. And there we go. All right. Headed to clean up screen right now. There we are. Hi, everybody. Okay. Woo! Disney's dumb, right? Pulling the Zippity Doo-Dah song from the parade. It's dumb. You're going to have a lot of people very disappointed on their next trip to Disneyland or Disney World after they destroy an iconic attraction in Splash Mountain. It'd be very similar for some people if they destroyed Pirates of the Caribbean, which arguably I would say they've already done. If I were in charge of the Disney Corporation, I would go back in time and restore everything. And I would slap the hands of everybody who tried to change it going forward. There are just certain things in life that are, well, static, or they should be. Traditions are there for a reason, in my opinion. Whether or not you agree, that's just how I feel. We've got lots of different things to talk about, like protecting ourselves in this country. We've been doing, or certain parties have been doing, a very poor job of that recently. And I think I need to illustrate some of that. So let's start here. We're going to start with a New York Post article. Normally, I don't use a lot of these. There's some argument to be made that they have a very skewed way of talking about things, which I'm not a big fan of. But in this particular case, I would say that that's not the case. So apparently they're going to be reassigning Border Patrol agents to Canada, despite the fact that we're having a massive invasion from the south, from Mexico. And it's not just, obviously, people who are native to Mexico that are coming in. It's everybody from Central and South America that are somehow winding their way up through. This is a massive problem because with uncontrolled borders like this, you're leaving things open, create massive security issues for this country. We're seeing it happen all across the globe with this illegal, this allowed transfer of humanity. And, oftentimes it's not the most upstanding of people that are, belonging to these other countries that are making it there. But moving our Border Patrol agents from a border that's key to protecting our country, especially if you want to talk about homeland security, to Canada, where we really don't face much of a threat, Other than, like extra maple syrup or something. I have a problem with this. So you have all kinds of problems that come along with this. You've got 24 Border Patrol officers being transferred to the northern to respond to a historic spike in the number of Mexican immigrants crossing the United States from Canada. That's happening. I don't know. I think that's an interesting tale to tell. They're not doing a very good job on the southern border, but now where we're having millions of people flood in, we're going to send some more people to the top. So they're putting 25 extra agents between the borders of New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. I guess when it reaches their backyard, they start to pay attention. Not when it's, been an influx of a huge issue for Texas and Arizona and California for decades. That doesn't look like Canada. It's Calexico. It's California. That's why. So a CBP spokesperson said temporary deployment of agents from areas not experiencing an influx. Well, where is that? The entire southern border is open, essentially. Huge influx. This is insane. The Swanton sector is 24,000 square miles, stretches 295 miles along the U.S.-Canada border, the longest international frontier in the world. Apprehensions have surged since October 2022, 846%. Yeah, I wonder why. You have poor leadership in this country. Look at this, carrying their luggage, their suitcases. Crazy. This is bonkers. Asylum seekers from Congo. They shouldn't even be getting. This is really frustrating. Asylum, you apply for it in a very different way. You apply for immigration in a very different way instead of just allowing people to walk right in. So in January, the Swanton sector recorded 367 apprehensions versus 15,000 a day of illegal crossers from the south. You guys we've got to figure out a way to stop this. And it's with actual enforcement rather than what's been done over the last few years. Anyway, let's take a look at what you guys have to say. Sorry about that, but I get a little bit upset when our border's been open for as long as it is. It's not to keep them out; it's to keep them in. I don't know. I have to say, you're not allowed to speak the truth, especially if it's common sense. That's we do need some border control on the north border too, though. Oh no, I agree, but the extent to which we're subjected to invasion from the south is much more substantial. Ignore our hockey states at your own risk. I'm not ignoring you guys. You guys are a threat with your socialism. I mean, at least under the tyrant that currently rules up there. Hey, Gwagner, how's it going? Yeah, and this is a good question. How are you going to cover that much area with 25 more agents? They're not. It's stripping away resources from the South. Again, if they wanted to make a difference, they would take the money that they're trying to arm the IRS with and put it into the Border Patrol. But that's not what's going to happen. Yeah, Quebec is also demanding extra border protection from the government because many migrants are filtering into America from their border. Well, there you go. Hey, Filiato. Build a bridge from Mexico to Canada. Well, we tried to build a pipeline that would have helped with our economy, but that got shut down by the current numbskull that's in charge of stuff. Well, that's the executive. He's not really in charge of stuff. I'm really pissed. Yeah, we don't have any leadership. That's probably the best way to say it. Hey, what's going on, Duck Nation? Hey, Sassy Lass, good to see you. Yeah, legitimate people can't enter the country. Or they can't enter this country without a jab. Yeah, did you see that story about Novak Djokovic, one of the healthiest people on the planet, tennis player, world champion, right? Can't come and play in the U.S. tournament because he cares about his health and what he puts in his body. This is a good point, Troy. Nobody's moved over. Yeah, I really think that had a lot of the people that, said that, we would have less trouble in this country, but it's okay. Maybe we can just export them. You can help them with that decision-making process. Vince, yes, you are correct. People do not know what embassies and consulates are for. Look at you guys, leadership. There you go. This is a good question. How did they get to Canada in the first place, and why is nobody asking? Yeah, people from the Congo. Yeah, no, this is the worst part of globalism, is exporting people who are willing to commit criminal acts to gain residence in a country, albeit illegally, and try to essentially tear it down from within. That's insane. Hey, Ryan, thanks for the super chat, my friend. Wow, 10 euros. Appreciate it, my friend. Letting them into liberal states to start counting them in the census increases Democrat representatives in the House. Yeah, this is true. Which is why a mass removal would be required. And I support that. If you made your way into this country illegally, if you broke the law, you've already disqualified yourself to remain here and forever being here ever in the future. Just the way it is. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Dempsey? Good to see you. Via the scenic route. There you go. Yeah, maybe on planes and stuff. Again, it's pretty crazy. Good to see you there, Spaceship Vampire. Wow, coldest Congo line ever. Yek no no. Wow, that's rough. But it's very frustrating. And again, it's the lack of leadership, as many of you have called out here. And outright lies. I mean, where did I get it? Oh, there it is. Oh wow. That was very strange. I fixed it. Very weird. Did you guys watch the January 6th stuff? Because it got really disassembled everything that they said. It really did. And Tucker Carlson did a great job of laying it all out. Talking about how things were selectively edited, which we've known news has been selectively edited for a long time to tell a story, to tell a narrative. That's not actually the truth. It's just what they want to present. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway, the whole committee thing was shown to be a sham. I really do believe criminal charges should be brought against people who try to perpetrate this level of hoax on the public, to essentially malign any of these people, including for whatever you think of Josh Hawley. The selective editing of things, and of course this is courtesy of Vigilant Fox here on Twitter. The coward tape. This is one I wanted to show. I'm not sure a lot of people have seen this, and hopefully this works. Let's see if we can make it work.
When the committee wasn't accusing Republican office holders of planning riots on January 6th, it was accusing them of running away from those riots like cowards. In the case of Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, the committee and their allies accused him of both.
Josh Hawley is
To prove that Josh Hawley was a coward, the committee released a video of him loping out of the building on the afternoon of January 6th with a police escort. The tape became a staple on social media. Democrats laughed with derision.
Later that day, Senator Hawley fled
This is amazing.
after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
But in fact, the surveillance footage we reviewed shows that famous clip was a sham,
See?
edited deceptively by the January
All
6th
kinds
committee.
of people running out.
The clip was propaganda, not evidence. The actual
Look at
videotape
that.
shows that Hawley was one of many lawmakers being ushered out of the building by Capitol Hill police officers. And in fact,
There it is.
Hawley was at the back of the pack. The coward tape was a
My God.
lie, one of many from the January 6th committee.
I don't know what to say about this. This is just one example, 1 minute long, 1 minute, 12 seconds long, one example of the lie. They want to talk about a big lie. This was a big lie. This is the biggest lie. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Let's see. Somebody asked a question. Christopher. Actually, there's a whole process to go through to actually become a U.S. citizen. It's pretty straightforward. And it does take time because we do supposedly manage our illegal immigration. You do have people that arrive in this country, on a travel visa or possibly on an education visa or whatever, and then they just become lost in our massive country. They overstay their visa, whatever. They don't live up to it, whatever it has to be. And that's a problem, right? I mean, you can't do that in other countries. I think the United States, again, for as much as we're demonized, this country's demonized, we're the only country that's not protecting its border. We're not protecting our sovereignty, which is insane, right? Anyway. And again, you are the general public's controlled by narratives like this, whether it be the border or the January 6th stuff. And normally I don't talk about this stuff, especially not here on my channel, but this is actual news. This is actually courtesy of a news organization and therefore actual solid information.
When the committee wasn't accusing Republican
But
office,
you've got that. You've got the tour that they gave the quote unquote shaman, right? This was amazing to me, right?
shows police escorting protesters through the building, including the now infamous QAnon shaman. Watch. These are the pictures you've seen of January 6th. They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the last 2 years.
Lies.
There's a reason for that. But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened unders again and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful, they were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists, they were sightseers. Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines.
That's amazing.
They give each other tours outside the speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol.
Let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic. Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
They're going to make that the story.
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the single most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon shaman.
The so-called QAnon shaman.
QAnon shaman.
Someone named Q Shaman.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th, a dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow
Yeah.
American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent
That's
criminals
weird.
now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got
he's got an
inside.
escort.
Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never
got an
stopped
escort.
Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within
Look at this.
touching distance of unarmed Jacob
Look at
Chansley.
this.
Not one of them even
He's
tried to
being
slow
given
him
a
down.
tour.
Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the
Vigilant Fox is one of the most influential people on Twitter. If you follow Vigilant Fox, not the Vigilant Fox, but just Vigilant Fox, he also has a Substack. But you can go through all of these clips. He's put them all together very neatly in his area. You can go find all of this at Fox News and in the future some other places, I imagine. It's unfortunate for the narrative, what's actually out there in the world. And if you were to watch all of the footage, unabridged, unedited, etc., I'm sure you'd find some different things. You're also, seeing like a lot of things that are at odds with testimony that was given, especially by a particular individual
video. That a mysterious figure
named Ray Epps. So let's look at that real quick.
Called Ray Epps encouraged the crowd to go into the Capitol. For some reason, Epps has
This is
never
a guy
been
they don't want
indicted
to
for
have
that.
like exist.
But there's no question
Trying to
he
hide.
did it.
We need to go into the Capitol.
Under public pressure, the January 6th committee finally interviewed Ray Epps. Epps told the committee that he never entered the Capitol and therefore never committed a crime. His text messages showed that at 2:12 p.m., he boasted to his nephew that he had, quote, orchestrated the protests at the Capitol. He admitted he helped get people there. Yet, curiously, congressional Democrats consider Ray Epps an ally, not an insurrectionist.
I wonder
Tonight,
why.
we can tell you that at the very least, Ray Epps lied in his sworn testimony to the January 6th committee. Epps testified that when he sent the text messages to his nephew, he had already left the Capitol grounds to return to his hotel room. That is not true. The surveillance footage we found shows that, in fact, Ray Epps remained at the Capitol for at least another half an hour. You're seeing that on your screen now. What was Epps doing there? We can't say, but we do know that he lied to investigators. The January 6th committee likely knew this too. Democrats had access to the same tape, yet they defended Ray Epps. No.
It's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. All right. Well, we got a super chat from our good friend Pinochet's Helicopter Tours. Says, I take pride in influencing you creators. I warned about ESG years ago. Now Tom rants sound like me. I also suggested comics check the things from last night. Yeah. Unfortunately, we were late to the party there because of when they were released, I would imagine. There was other things to cover. But thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. Look, when I see things that are infuriating, it's really hard for me not to comment on them. Again, I don't really do politics on my channel. It's not what this place is for. But this is culturally relevant because it reeks. Whatever you want to assign to it. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people want to assign a lot of different language and things like that to it. This reeks. It smells. It doesn't smell pleasant. It is dishonest and manipulative, everything that was done post this. So, and this particular individual that we were just looking at, he's been outed, as being part of specific things that our government does. Right? Very strange. Yeah, Aaron, that's exactly what was happening. They were escorting him around. Yeah, most people haven't seen that yet. It is quite eye-opening, Coremus, indeed. This is a good question, Mr. TT. Being railroaded, maybe? Yes, Christopher Reuben Haynes, you are the silly uncle that we need. Indeed. I think we just need to put everybody on common ground. I think that's right. It's pretty easy to do. The officers might have been going with the flow to avoid getting mobbed. Well, if you've seen some of the other footage that was released, they were intentionally understaffed amongst some other things, but I'm laughing at the absurdity of everything too, Andrew. Indeed. Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it. So nobody was trying to stop anything, right? And we know for a fact, that well, again, all of this is going to go on for a long time, much like the Twitter files. We're going to get more and more information that runs counter to the approved narrative that outs what was actually happening. It's going to happen. Aaron, I can't say that this wouldn't be something that could be true. And a lot of people are saying that. And again, people forget January 6th was put together by a film producer, director. Seriously, the trial that you saw on television, or the committee meetings that you saw on the farce that was on television, that was all produced by Hollywood, basically. Hollywood producer, director. Yeah. Look it up. It's the truth. Yeah. Ken Burns is on CNN saying Tucker doctored the footage. Why? What would be the possible motivation? Grim, this is positively glowing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. How did the committee ever think this was never come out? They are drunk with their power, and it shows how they feel. They are so superior to us plebes. They operate things that way. They're supposed to serve the public, not tyrannically rule over them. And right now you have a drunk with power executive branch that is attempting to rule by fiat via executive order. I hate doing this. I would rather talk about entertainment news. Believe me, I have something entertaining to get to in a minute. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, exactly, Radio Man. J6 committee hired a Hollywood producer to present the footage. So this does have a cultural angle to it. Yeah, that's which is why I'm covering it. People know. Hey, Gitmo is open for business. All rooms with an ocean view, and I know some people that belong there. Seriously. And probably well, I have to be careful with my language. But there's some people that are definitely worthy of investigation and prosecution. Darius Munchausen for $2 says, does this mean CNN is fake news? Yeah, still. They still are fake news. Still. Because again, even if the talking head themselves doesn't go on and say it, they get a guest that'll say it for them. That's why you bring certain people into a conversation if you're in politics or on television. You get the other person to say the thing that you want to say, but you don't want to be held responsible for saying. That's a shield. There's one particular group of people that use shields very well. So. Frustrated. Pinochet for another $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Pinochet's helicopters. Ray Epps didn't Epstein himself. Just saying. Well, I imagine he's fairly secure. I believe he's in Arizona at in a ranch complex. It's been widely reported his location. So I'm not, anybody could find that out. It's interesting his text messages though, right? But it was edited. Did they edit his text messages? Freaking idiots. Holly's owed an apology. Like I said, think what you will of the guy. Although, he's the kind of pit bull you want if your family's being attacked. But, yeah, he's owed an apology. If he was coming up the rear of all those other people that were fleeing or exiting, I would say. Fleeing is a strong word, right? Fleeing would mean that, he was in worry for his life. I'm not sure that was the case there. I think he was just following up. Didn't somebody do a number 2, an Amber Heard on a congressman's desk? I'd like to see that footage. That'd be interesting. I saw some weird footage from the Wet Spot podcast Chrissy Mayer runs last night. That was something I could have done without. Yeah, and look, Ken Burns does some things good and some things very, very badly. Hey, Michelle, good to see you, dear. Maestro wants to know, why did this take so long to come out? Why didn't they just delete it all? Isn't it too late to do anything about it? Well, under the right circumstances, it's not. The problem is that you have people in authority that don't actually believe the things that they say. You have people that lack the courage behind their stated convictions. I think that's probably the best way to say that. John Wick looks amazing, Sassy Lass. I'm very excited about that. Plus, from what I'm to understand, there's definitely a wet fight or two in the film. Yeah, those are the best. We got another super from our good friend, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for a Canadian $2. Did Fox leave things out too? Everyone has an angle. It's possible. But if you're, again, if what he's doing is countering the narrative with actual uncut footage, is that really leaving things out, or is it just adding context to the conversation? Don't know. It would be interesting. 40,000 hours of footage is a lot to comb through. I imagine if you went through every piece of footage, you would see both good and bad things. Was it the best possible day? No. Did they burn the building down? No. Was anybody actually no longer, or rendered unalive, I should say, on that day in there? Only one person that I can speak to. That would be Ashley Babbitt. Somebody that was executed in cold blood. That person's never been prosecuted. And for another $2, thank you, Mr. TT, for another $2. I don't trust any news org now. They're all slanted. No arguments there. We haven't had news in a long time. We've had narrative for a very long time. Even people that are held in high regard, like Walter Cronkite, they had an ideological when they presented the news. It was disguised in well-framed reporting. At times, there was a standard where people did seek to be unbiased, and you can be by just reporting the information and the facts, which would kind of be a little dull, maybe, for some people, but it would be the truth, unfiltered. For example, this particular activity took place at this time on this date at this location. The following things occurred during the course of that activity. And that's it. There wouldn't be any, women and children most injured or whatever, most harmed. Yeah. And again, that's a manipulation when they say things like that. In any kind of a crime, everybody's harmed. And I think that's a perspective nobody takes into account. Somebody commits a crime, they're harming everybody. Because if it's a violent crime and somebody is no longer with us, they robbed us of whatever that person could have brought to the world. And that's the thing that most people don't consider. Culture Casino, was that the one that stole Senator Pelosi's laptop? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But interestingly enough, Nancy Pelosi's son-in-law took a selfie picture with the shaman. That's out there in the public sphere too. Wonder if he went to jail. This is true. Hosts can be legit. Networks can be slanted. That's true. But like I said, if you can tell any story you want, you can bring in somebody to say the thing you don't want to say because you don't want to be held accountable for it. But do you agree with it? So that's why you brought that person on in the first place. That's why CNN's always been broken. And they're so broken that what was the name of that doctor that went on Joe Rogan and said the truth, spoke the truth about the truth, and then had to basically recant and lie and just cover themselves in mud on CNN? Was it Vijay? I forget his last name, but anyway, he's very corrupt. Anybody who's willing to do that, especially when it comes down, if you're an actual medical doctor and you lie to the public, you're violating your Hippocratic oath, which again, that's been happening left and right all over the place. To what point, to what end do you want to debase yourself? To what extent, I should say. All right. Vito Chase Helicopter Tours for $2 says, deleting Fed properties illegal and suspicious. Well, it's been happening, and I agree with that. We've actually... You have big tech entities have been deleting things to hide them from the feds for a while now. In fact, this is going to be weird. We're going to see some weird stuff over the course of the next year. I think 65 is going to be a great film, Mike. I'm looking forward to it. Looks good. And I'm looking forward to John Wick. It's going to be exciting. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Sanjay Gupta. Thank you. Yeah. Not the guy, although CNN also had that other crazy dude, right? That ate like people brain. What was his name? That guy was crazy. Then he went extra crazy. Sure. Hey, what's up there, Andy? Good to see you. What's up, Justin? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. I miss you. He says, it's been more than 6 minutes, but I'm not complaining. Well, we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. I got another couple things I wanted to talk about. One of them is amusing, one of them not so much. So let's move on to those things real quick. But great to see you, Justin. You guys should check out Justin's channel. He's a good dude. Good dude. So we were talking a little bit about the effects of law in different states. It's whether or not certain medications and things like that are legal, not legal. I think I mentioned that in yesterday's 6 Minute Daily. Well, it turns out that Governor Goodhair, which is a lie, he's got massive baldness. He wears a very conveniently misplaced rug. Governor Goodhair, otherwise known as California's Newsom, is attacking Walgreens because they are electing to follow the law in given states. Not California. California, go for it. Right. But yeah, because there are certain drugs, because of what they do, that are outlawed in states that don't permit that kind of activity. States' rights issue, right? That's what happened with the federal decision. And, well, he's slamming Walgreens, a private company, because they won't sell them in states that they're illegal. He wants Walgreens to participate in illegal activity, illegal behavior, which can get their right to distribute drugs anywhere. It can put their ability to do that at risk, because you have to follow a certain very strict code of laws to distribute medications, prescriptions specifically. Very interesting. I think I just saw Athala. Hey, great to see you. I love that picture. Love that little owl. What's up, Weatherman? Good to see you. I'll get to the amusing story in a minute. Yeah, so Newsom is once again complaining about issues that are outside of his jurisdiction. There you go. And not everybody wants to be California. I think nobody wants to be California right now. At least not the way it's being run. It has been run for the last 40 years, but hey. So anyway, so he slammed Walgreens over its decision to stop selling things in states with attorney generals who warned that he would be putting the pharmacy in legal jeopardy, which it would be. And this is the funniest thing. California won't be doing business with Walgreens or any company that cowers to the extremists that puts women's lives at risk. No, they don't. They don't. So it comes after Walgreens announced last week it's going to stop selling mifepristone in 20 states where the attorney generals have outlined objections to the sale of the drug through the mail. Okay, very specific, right? Attorneys generals argued in their letter published Friday that federal criminal law prohibits the use of mail to distribute these things, and noted that the law is enforceable through a private right of action. Of course, many of these attorneys general also are in states where it's illegal to do a certain activity. I mean, there's more to the story than is even being portrayed here in the Post, which is, again, why I don't trust all news sources. But anyway, they also raised questions about the administration's interpretation of federal law in play, as the White House argued that the text of the law shouldn't be taken literally. Right? That's their whole argument when it comes to the Constitution as well, because they want the right to keep you from doing something that's prescribed in the Constitution as an unalienable right. That would be your Second Amendment, right, folks? Even though the language is there, amongst other things. I mean, you can have a lot of different objections. I find it interesting that this is extending past some of the states where it's clearly illegal, but the 20 states have informed Walgreens of their intention to block the sale of this particular thing through the mail in Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia. The Supreme Court has been openly aversive to other attempts by the Biden administration to press anti-textual arguments. Could you imagine that Walgreens loses their ability to conduct pharmacological work in 20 states? Their whole existence is a drugstore. Some minor retail items, but they make money pushing big pharma. Fascinating. If Walmart pulls out of Portland, maybe Walgreens should leave California. Well, I have more notes on the Portland pullout from Walmart. In fact, I have a conversation about Walmart that's going to be in a video form this week. Hopefully I can record it tonight or tomorrow and get it to Grant to get edited. But there's a lot of context being left out of the conversation around Walmart, but not much being left around Walgreens, right? It's very strange. And again, I mean, I don't take a I don't take a lot of political arguments very far, but when it comes to protecting your business, I think Walgreens needs to err on the side of protecting their business in 50 states rather than worry about one, specifically California, and especially Governor Goodhair. Let's look at the goofy story for today before we wrap up. So it seems like Elon Musk went out into the world and kind of said, he doesn't think AOC will ever date him. Well, I would agree. Probably not. So this came out, I think, this morning. So it must not be love. I guess that's a take on a lyrical line there. But Elon Musk has revealed the reason AOC would never date him, saying he simply isn't cool enough. Well, there you go. The cyber foes have had a myriad of heated exchanges on social media since Musk signed on the dotted line to become the owner of Twitter last year. Following the pair's tit-for-tat antics, one Twitter user asked the Tesla CEO if all this back and forth could ever lead to romantic relations between them, even though she's currently engaged. He says, "Alas, she would never date me. I'm not cool enough." In a response to the photoshopped image of AOC with blonde hair and blue eyes. Look at that. Somebody did a great job with that Photoshop. What do you guys think? I think so. It's pretty good Photoshop. Hope I didn't miss any supers. I'm scrolling back through. My goodness, you guys. Thank you for the super chats. I'll jump on those in a second. So yeah, last she would never date me. I'm not cool enough. So Musk last year complimented the politician by saying she has great taste in lipstick. He dished out the genuine compliment during an appearance on the podcast called Full Send. I remember that. After the two co-hosts called AOC attractive, and another said that the New York socialist was all right. She is a socialist. I like how they're finally calling her what she is. Yeah, great choice of lipstick. I think great taste in lipstick. I mean, that's my observation. That's a genuine compliment. Tell me I'm wrong. Just months prior, Musk accused AOC of hitting on him after she hit out at him over an explosion of hate crimes that allegedly followed his acquisition of the company. People are using words to protect their garbage. That's all that is. But anyway, tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel, I took him to dinner and made him feel special. Yeah. Musk wasn't named in the tweet, but was quick to respond. Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy. That's so funny. I was talking about Zuckerberg, but okay. Like I said, ego problems. That's funny. Which just confirmed that she was talking about him. What's funny is laughing my butt off at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually $8 a month subscription plan about Twitter's policy for the blue check marks, right? And my favorite tweet ever, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. Anyway, I thought that would be fun. Pretty good. All right, let's get to the super chats and then I got to check out, folks. I'm sorry. Got so much work to do today. Pinochet's helicopters for $5 is context about Tucker viewers may not known. His father was part of the CIA with the Voice of America, if you guys remember that. In fact, there was a couple of movies done about the Voice of America. Tucker's father came clean on Deep State a few years ago. I think that's also a matter of record. So thank you for that, Pinochet. Appreciate it. That's context, folks. Context is important. It's key. That's why that phrase is out there in the world. Context is key. Ooh, I need an oil treatment for my hair. Goodness. What's going on? What else is going on? Whoa, Michelle, you got surrounded by folks calling you out for that when you went to your doctor. you're freshly a new mother again. You're that's insane. I don't think it's cool to confront people like that. I think that's a problem. Don't cower to extremists. Also, Newsom, break the law or we are shutting you down. Zero self-awareness. The guy's an idiot. The bad cap. Hair Joe won't be happy until all private companies leave Cali. Well, they're working on it. And then where will he be? Wish I could move, but I really can't yet. I know a lot of people trying to escape California. Here's the thing, man. California is a paradise. Sorry, it just is. Absent, the terrible governmental leadership that they've had for 40 or 50 years now. You cannot beat the climate on the coasts. You can't beat the vast amounts of arable land. You can't beat it. It's picturesque, and it has multiple microclimates. I mean, absent traveling to Hawaii, which is an island, you can experience the most amount of microclimates in the continental United States there in California. Anyway, it is what it is. Well, like I said, Michelle, I'm very sorry this happened to you. I really wish people were a little more considerate. Again, I'm not that type of activity on either side is never something that I go with. But I appreciate that everybody has strong feelings on it. This is exactly correct. Darren, bringing it. Not just a wrench, not just a pretty face. Darren Hughes says the thing about vaguely expressed in the Constitution. The Constitution accounts for that by saying the government has no rights, not specifically expressed. And this is the truth. This is the truth. Hey, what's up, Michael Weinfertner? A few other folks just showed up. Pardon, because we're going to have to wrap up soon. But Max Relax sends an $11, holy cow, or excuse me, €11 super sticker. My goodness, my friend. Thank you so very much for the generous super sticker. I will scroll wildly to try to find out what it was, because it doesn't show up on the StreamYard side of things, which is a bummer. Scrolling. Hey, it looks like somebody was a member for 1 month. Not sure who. Whoever it was didn't leave a message. So Max Relax sends me a super pair. Thank you for that. €11 super pair. My goodness. Irate. I mean, that's a good thing. Anyway, I appreciate it, Max Relax. You're awesome. We got Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 saying interfering in interstate commerce against Fed law. Also true. There's a lot of different reasons why they've got problems. Drug distribution through the mail is all kinds of problematic if they were going to look at it from that point of law. But hey, it is what it is. Hojo, look at that. That's a cool icon. I got horseradish power just showing up. You guys are great. Thank you. Let's see who else scrolled in here I need to wind this down, folks. I'm sorry. I wish I could go longer today. I have more stuff in the hopper. But we'll do another bonus time on Thursday when I can get to it. So let's see. Newsom's also pushing out Hollywood productions if they don't go woke, no tax dollars. Yeah, well, to be fair, 60 to 80% of Hollywood entertainment is not done in Hollywood. It's done in other states. Specifically, Georgia's fairly dominant. Florida, Georgia, Tennessee is getting into the business in a big way. Alabama, a lot of the southern states, Texas. You've seen expansions in film credits in New Mexico and Arizona. It's just natural to move out of that area. And they're going to, because a lot of talent's moving. Atlanta's loaded with talent. We have, best example of that. Our good friends over at Creative Force Films, and obviously the independent film that was done there recently, Gordon, right? I have a wonderful interview with the creator and the producers of that film on the channel. If you go back just a week or so, incredible. Incredible. I have great support from wonderful people out there. There's a lot of people that work in Hollywood. I'm not going to point you out in the chat, but there's a lot of people that work in Hollywood that are, subscribers and members of this channel. And I get some private communication from time to time about what's been going on, et cetera, et cetera. And I have some more insight on what I think is going to happen with the strikes, with the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, et cetera. I think that at least one of them will be on strike. I think that you could end up with another writer's strike similar to what happened in 07, 08. So there you go. Yeah, let's try to get to 100 likes. If you haven't hit the like button already, please commence clicking the like button. Thank you. Yeah, no, you can definitely wait till Thursday, my friend. But we do have to get out of here. You guys are incredible, and thanks for being here, Brahma Bull, and everybody else. But I do have to get on the road. I get great support from my underwear. Thank you for that, Mr. Tickletruck. I heard Atlanta is turning into what New York might have been in the 20s. What's been making all these creators set up shop there? It's the talent pool. The talent pool. I'm sorry. I mean, just based on not just the independent productions, but everything else that's going on there. The massive amounts of sound stages that have been built. The Trillium Complex, which is actually owned by the family that owns Chick-fil-A. They bought all of they bought out the folks from Pinewood to expand that. Georgia's the weather's great most of the time. It is a very metropolitan lifestyle if you want it to be, or it can be as rural as you want it to be. So you guys are going to see a lot more stuff out of Florida and Georgia and that corridor, to be fair. In theory, Nerdrotic starts in 12 minutes. That's true. In practice, more like 42, probably. But I just want to say thank you. You guys, you mean the world to me. Everybody that hung out for the bonus time part of this stream, everybody who's super chatted, the super stickers, you guys, you mean the world to me. Hopefully I will be able to render the new members out and we'll have fresh credits tomorrow because I added 11 or something yesterday. And we have a few things to get on for Thursday, but don't forget about Toxic Tuesday tonight on Nick's channel. Should be fun. We're doing John Wick 2. And of course, tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's a busy day for me all around. Oh, and Thursday is the big special, folks. If you're all still listening, and I hope you are, we're going to have some fun with Thursday. At least that's the plan. I've got a lot of editing to do. I'm going to be up late the next few nights, but it's going to be a good time. Thank you, Gojuristar and Boosh and everybody that's out there. I think I said hi to Horse Riders Power. You guys are incredible. And thanks again, Mr. TT. We hit 100 likes. Thank you, everybody. You're the best. Ruben, dude, love you. Eric K coming in at the end with 5 more Culture Casino memberships. He doesn't want me to be up to date on the credits at all. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your support. So Christopher Dominguez, Sunny Sunflower, Boosh, and Andy Masterson and Mighty Orbots have all been granted memberships, courtesy of our good friend Eric K, who's the Mensch of Wrenches, the master of mods, and a good friend of mine. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. The J-Laws are coming. The J-Laws are coming. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And Darius Munchausen adds another 5 members to the channel. Wow, Darius. Thank you, my friend. My goodness, you guys are so generous. Thank you, Darius. That means that Brahma Bull, Biengster, I hope I said that right, Josiah Robinson, Josh Karn, and Dr. Bravo are now all members of the channel. So thank you for that. Man, you guys are great. All right, gotta go. Promise me you'll be here tomorrow. So like I said, let's get the credits one more time and then we'll do see ya. Ready? All right. So non-updated credits. But these members are amazing. And the people who help make them members, like Darius Munchausen and Eric K and many others who gifted memberships this week, including Captain Phantom Nerd, and I'm not going to be able to remember everybody, but you guys are amazing as well. I appreciate that support. Darren Hughes and again, you touch my heart, and I appreciate it. But your support also makes it possible for me to hopefully grow, because it seems like YouTube really does like it when you have members, and helps the channel grow as well. Do share out the video that I'm doing on Walmart this week. Hopefully I can get that out by Friday, because it's bigger than just Portland, Oregon, although that's going to be the seat of the conversation. But there's a lot to it. All right, guys, have a terrific Tuesday, and until tomorrow, see ya!